James Ong, and I'm your host today. Today is Friday over here, and we are going to do some teaching about NLG, as well as to answer all your questions. If you have any, just feel free to drop into our chat box, and I will look at it in a short while, and I will try to enlighten you in anything that you're unsure of in relation to the practice of NLG. Right. So we are going to start off by making some announcements on this coming December 18, Saturday. We will have the class 2, which is going to be in French and also in English. And it's the usual time of our class 2, which is at 8 p.m. We will open the Zoom room at 8 p.m. And this is Vietnam time, GMT +7. So please check. If you are in America and Canada, please check. That means we will be later than you. You'll be very early in the morning. And yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it's probably, what, 5 a.m. Pacific time in the US. And also, let me see, on the, at the special request of some people also in America and Canada, because you guys are having holiday, schools are closed for maybe 2 weeks or so, and it's a holiday time. So people suggested that, hey, maybe we should have a class 1. So I have agreed to it, as always. I've never turned down any request. Let me just check again. Yep. So we are going to have a class 1. And it will be on December 19, Sunday, and December 20, Monday, because we can't have it on Saturday, Sunday, because Saturday, December 18, is where we are going to have the class 2, which has already been scheduled. All right. So I hope that you can join us in that particular session, class 1, or ask your friends and loved ones to join us in class 1. And then by next year, we can have a class 2 for them. All right. So I'm just scrolling around, just making sure and just checking. So for those people who missed the upgrade activation, the COVID upgrade for class 3, December 5, and you can attend the activation support. And this activation support admission criteria is you must have completed and received 6 full activations in class 3. All right, so you must have received 6 full activation in class 3. And you miss 1 activation of COVID transformation activation on December 5. That means you receive 1, but you miss 1. So there will be a support on, let me see, 10th of December, right, which is today at 9:30 p.m., which is GMT +7 Vietnam time. So immediately after the live stream. So just check the group chat and the class 3 group chat and get your login details, and somebody will be there to translate for you. Alrighty, so these are the announcements that we have. And now just to talk a little bit about the book. Last night I was the guest of the Vietnamese live stream, so I did some sharing about the book. And so I thought perhaps maybe, I should talk a little bit about it in this live stream before we go into commonly asked or frequently asked questions in relation to the teaching of NLG. So I hope that you will be enlightened. So let me just share with you with regards to the book, where we are right now. So let's just go into Amazon.com. And as you can see here, the book, we are bestseller, right? Hardcover. And we are also bestseller paperback version. And in paperback version, we are even better because we are #1 in a new release in energy healing. Right? We are #1 in energy healing. Let me just show you. Okay, for the paperback version, we are #1. New releases in energy healing. And guess what? Our hardcover is #6. So this is energy healing, right? And that's good. That's good for our community, and that's good for NLG. So very exciting. In terms of the book, if you read it, you will have a lot of information provided for you. And in my case, I was brought into the team to look into editing, manuscript, and also reviewing everything in the book. And that was like more than 2 months ago. And when I started reading the book, that's where I got enlightened, because I read the book probably around 5 times, and 294 pages. It's not an easy task. But thankfully, in my training as a lawyer, I can do a little bit of speed reading, you know, and used to that. So I was able to cover substantially. And when I read the book, the more I read, the more I want to read, because it is so exciting. So let me tell you a little bit about the book, all right? A little bit preview, sneak preview. So in the book, Mr. Lee talks about how he was contacted by an angel on September 21, 2009. And the angel he calls Angel of Love. This Angel of Love is his teacher. And angel have souls, but angel, they don't have a physical body like you and me, you know. So they have soul, but they are there, and they communicated with Mr. Lee. And this particular one is the Angel of Love. And this Angel of Love is here, sent by the Creator. And this angel has never been to planet Earth. This is the first time. Of course, there were other angels before, and there are also other angels here right now. And this Angel of Love was sent by our Creator to planet Earth to solve one problem, which is the evolution of mankind. And why mankind for centuries and centuries failed to evolve is because I guess if you look at the history as far back to the Egyptian, even further to the Sumerian and so on, you find that humans always fight with one another and kill one another. They're greedy, power hungry, and they go to war, and they, you know, torture people, and they do all kinds of stuff because of their own personal selfishness. So this angel is here to change that. And of course, Mr. Lee, he's the chosen one. And for 5 years, Mr. Lee was introduced to, received the teaching. As well, he also met up with 5 angels of 5 different continents. And according to these other angels in these 5 continents, they also have the same problem in their own continent with all the wars and selfishness of humankind. So Mr. Lee was also taken back into time because they wanted to reveal to him so that he will become wise and he will know the truth and cannot be misled by anybody. So Mr. Lee was taken back in time to show the creation of planet Earth. So planet Earth, the life form, was created, first of all, 3 billion years ago. So if you watch my live stream about the Big Bang, scientists in the cosmos community now accept, because of the cosmic microwave background, radiation light that we can see. Well, they all agree that it's 13.8 billion years old since the Big Bang, and our Earth and life form is 3 billion years ago life form was created. Maybe Earth was a bit longer, maybe 4. And when everything was there, and then life forms, they were actually part of the cosmic particle from the Creator. So we are all part of the creation from our Creator, His own cosmic particle from the Creator's own soul that contains the energy for life's evolution. Thousands of angels volunteered and brought this cosmic particle, as we now know, is DNA. And that's how life forms started on planet Earth. And it started as, of course, the simple life forms, as we know that when there is water, there's always a good place to start, right, in science. And if we look at the concept of evolution, then the lowest life form got started 3 billion years ago, and they have a DNA. And these life forms, when they grow, they die, and there's a soul. They get reincarnated, and they move on into higher life form, into higher life form, into higher life form, in the next life, and reincarnation. So this was all in the book, right? And I find it really interesting because I wanted to know where I came from, right? Of course, many different beliefs and religion have different interpretation of how we are all being created. So, you know, every one of us, I guess, really wants to know. And so it was revealed by the angel to Mr. Lee, and Mr. Lee is just merely sharing this in his book, as frank and as honest as he can be. And it's up to us whether we want to accept or whether we don't want to accept. That's up to the reader, right? But it is his duty to reveal and tell the truth. And NLG is not a religion, all right? So we can still belong to whatever religion that we believe in. It's just that knowing by reading the book and understanding the story of creation, some of us may get enlightened. And certainly in my case, I felt enlightened. And also there's a lot of things in life that we do not understand. For example, why is it that some people seems to have all the good luck, you know, all the blessings and everything good is happening to them? Well, according to the book, there is no such thing as luck. There is no such thing as luck. The book explains and talks about the laws of karma. And well, people have good life, good things happening to them in this life because they have done certain good things in their previous lives. So it's more than just one life, all right? And when you do good deeds in your previous lives, it gets credited in your account, the karma credit account. And so when you come to this life, you enjoy a good life. You have intelligence, you have, you know, all the well-being, good health, and good life. That's because of what you did in the previous lives. And if you don't, and quite often, and Mr. Lee talks about it, I think in the previous class 3, because I was also learning, although I already attended class 3 a few times, but I always take notes, you know, because I aspire one day that I can also probably teach class 3, and I needed the information. And Mr. Lee was sharing in one of the class 3 that a lot of people, they have good karma credit and they come on to planet Earth in this life, but they abuse it and they do a lot of bad things. And guess what? Yeah, these people, even in the previous life, they did, you know, they went, their karma credit was high, but they abused, you know, their life and also did a lot of bad things. And when they get born into this life, he was saying that 90% of these people, they go into the lower form of human life. In other words, some unfortunately are not that healthy, some are mentally, you know, unstable, and so on. So this is the law of karma. And yeah, it's very interesting to me because I really wanted to learn, how things like this can affect us, and also at the same time, how we can change things, Right. And also, I find that the book, so it tells us about the beginning, the creation. The book also tells us about what are the things, the do's and don'ts in this life, if you want to have good karma credit. And for example, if you, the example illustrated in the book, and there are many examples. If you're a doctor and you can only think of enriching yourself, driving a nice car, living in a nice house, luxuriously, and you don't really think and care for the patients. Well, every one of us have an angel to help us. But when we are selfish, we are doing things for ourselves, then the angel will not help us. But if we are, let's say in the example of a doctor, the doctor wants to help the patients, regardless of whether they're poor or rich, or where they come from. And if the intention and the heart of the doctor is to do that, then the angel will help that doctor. So I think, like we work in, different fields, corporation, if we only think about ourselves and the profit and everything, just like in business, then we have to check ourselves. Are we giving value? Are we giving a good service? Are we giving the things that, can help people? Because when we do that, then the angel will help us. But if we are only thinking about ourselves, doing it, we don't care, whether people suffer at our expense and we become rich, then don't do it. It's not good for your soul, right? So there's a lot of do's and don'ts, a lot of guidance, and that's why I find it very enlightening. And as some of you know, I'm a class 1 and 2 instructor in the English medium. And I was grappling for information, because information will make me a better teacher. And my struggle was most of the information, if not all, is in Vietnamese language. And I don't understand Vietnamese language. So I was like in a situation where I'm the instructor, teacher. Yeah, I know about the formula, the history and everything, but I needed to know more. But I got stuck, right? And when I was reviewing the book, wow, that's why I read it 5 times, because I wanted to learn. I think to review the book, I don't have to read it 5 times, but I read it 5 times is because it's for my own knowledge and for my own enlightenment. You know what I mean? So yeah, I was really happy that I was given the task to to do this. Sorry, I'm just turning on to see if there's any comment in the live chat or anything. And yeah, so far, okay, there's none here. And I was really enlightened, and I was, really, really completely happy to know how I was created, the guidelines of do's and don'ts, and how I can improve my karma credit to move on to better situation in life, and also even in the future, in the next life. So I'm sure some of you are also interested to know about, and do get yourself a copy of the book, and I'm sure you'll like it. Okay, so I don't have any questions in the chat. And yeah, so I hope that this is just a preview of the book. And I hope that maybe, you can get a copy and it'll be delivered to your home wherever you are. And hopefully, just like me, you will also be enlightened. All right. Okay, so let me just go on now into maybe some Q&A. And let's see, let's open up. I have actually prepared some Q&A. case there are no questions. And yeah, these are the commonly or frequently asked questions. And yeah, I hope that it will become clearer to some of our practitioners and also those people who are watching and considering whether to come into our class. Well, now those who are new, you have an opportunity on December 19 and 20 to attend our class 1, all right? And yeah, common question among practitioners is, what is the difference between transmission and activation? Okay, so transmission is when we are transmitting energy. We are already practicing. We can receive energy from the universe because we have already been activated. And then we are now transmitting energy to our loved ones through the different formulas, depending on class 1, 2, 3, which class you belong to. All right. So if you are in class 1, you can share direct healing, hands touching the person in front of you. If you reach class 2, then you can do indirect healing. That means through the phone, through the devices, laptop, and so on. And you can transfer the energy through the formula. And also, yeah, there's a lot more you can do. Persuasion, that means you can persuade family members and even colleagues or people with connection with you. And you can tell them to do good things, which is good for them, all right? To stop doing bad things, which can be harmful to them. And this is the persuasion formula. And also that is transmission again, and they don't have to know about it. And also you can do different types of healing, transmission, energy. And when you go to class 3, there's a lot more that you can do. You can beautify, you can grow taller, you can do group transmission, you can do a lot of things, including now, which is to transform all variants of COVID and illnesses into love energy. So there you go. That is transmission. But what is activation? Well, first, when you attend the class 1, you have to be activated your third eye, your pineal gland, which is in the center of your brain. So your third eye has to be activated. And once that is done, then you'll be able to receive energy from the universe. And also, you'll find that as you continue in your practice, you'll become stronger in your intuition. You can feel, vibration, things around you. Don't worry, don't get spooked over it because it's a good thing, being sensitive. You will then feel if any harm may come towards you, you can feel it as well. Yeah, so activation is when you want to practice the formulas of NLG, you have to be activated. So you'll be activated for your brain cell activation, and then you'll also be activated for stem cell stimulation activation. Then you can then go on and practice. As you move from class 1 to class 2, your energy will be upgraded. Okay, so that is also another activation. In other words, you cannot just share the slides to your friends and loved ones without them attending the class. It won't work. And not only it won't work, it will be harmful to them. Okay, it will be harmful to them because this is a permission-based teaching, all right? So they need to attend the class and they need to be activated. Then they can receive this wonderful energy directly from the universe, from our creator. Okay, so I hope that enlightens you in terms of activation and stimulation. Another common question, well, we get asked all the time. What is the feeling when we receive NLG energy? What is the feeling? Well, some people feel warmness in the shoulder, in the spine. Some people feel some sensation on their hair, Some people feel things like crawling, Some people feel something on their legs, Some people, instead of feeling warmness, they also feel coldness around them. It's just energy moving, coming in and moving in their bodies. So don't be afraid. I mean, it's perfectly normal. And once the energy become balanced and you're receiving it because your focus is stronger, then your energy will become balanced. And we always say that the connection for the energy are three things, which is the 5 forms of love, the practice. Secondly is +1 -1, state of calmness, 60 to 80 heartbeat per minute. And thirdly is the practice of morality. So if you do that, then your connection will become very strong. And then once you receive strong connection, then some of you may feel the warmness in your spine around the back. And that's where you know that the energy is already there. And that's why we even suggest for people who want to do energy support for healing others, wait for your warmness feeling in your spine. But what about those people who never feel the warmness? Some people never felt anything for months, right? Some people, class 1, class 2, they don't feel anything until they reach class 3. And yeah, it's a bit dry, sorry. And yeah, be patient with yourself. It's not about warmness. I mean, eventually it will come. So don't be too, tough on yourself because your body doesn't have the warmness feeling and you get all panicky and like asking what's wrong with me, that kind of thing, Yeah. So these are the 2 common questions. And then, yeah, another thing is it possible for pregnant women to practice NLG? Oh, if you're pregnant, the practice is great for both the mother and the baby, because then the baby and the mother will become stronger, right? And the baby will also become healthier. And even after the baby is born, the mother can also continue with the transmission of energy to the baby. So this is a good thing, right? And those of you out there who are going to have a baby, I think this is going to be good. Another question related to that is, I want to have a smart baby, but my husband doesn't believe. Well, if your husband does, I mean, in other words, the mother is not pregnant yet, right? If the husband doesn't believe, then it doesn't work, right? But what you can do is when you reach class 2, you can practice the persuasion formula. So with the persuasion formula, then you can persuade the husband, right, to change. And hopefully your husband will then join our class 1 and 2 and so on. Then both of you can have the joy of beautiful, healthy, intelligent baby. Right. So I hope that answers some of your questions. How should I imagine the energy from outer space? Well, you don't imagine the energy from outer space. You imagine from a spot in front of you, as what I have always taught in the class. Just imagine a spot in front of you and the energy coming from that spot. If you look into the sky, it's going to be very difficult. Okay, so guys, I have to transfer you now to the Vietnamese live stream, and just relax, be comfortable, and enjoy and receive the energy from Mr. Lee.
Anh chị có thể có gì muốn chia sẻ thêm hoặc là có câu hỏi gì không ạ?
Con thứ nhất là con muốn gửi lời cảm ơn đến chú.
Con chỉ là con nữa.
Xin lỗi ạ, xin lỗi ạ. Đúng là phải tôn vinh chú Phúc lắm. Nhưng mà đúng là tuổi chú thì chưa bằng tôi. Nhưng mà tôi thứ nhất là gửi lời cảm ơn đến chú. Cảm ơn rất nhiều và tôi xúc động lắm.
Cảm ơn anh chị rất nhiều.
Hết sức bệnh động và hạnh phúc nhất là hạnh phúc của vợ chồng và kết nối yêu thương trong gia đình chú ạ. Bây giờ tuyệt vời lắm. Và nhất là công thức trở lại tuổi thanh xuân. Tôi năm nay 70 tuổi rồi. Đúng là chỉ có chồng mới biết là em đã về tuổi bao nhiêu. Và đúng là chỉ có tôi mới biết là anh bây giờ 72 tuổi rồi. Nhưng mà em thấy anh như là cái tuổi độ 24, 25 ấy. Thứ nhất là
nhưng mà nhớ nha. Anh chị nhớ nha. Anh chị nhớ.
Từ trong trái tim tôi là tôi cảm ơn chú lắm. Và chú sao mà chú giỏi thế. Và công thức của chú là nó cũng ngay thức khách. Nó có ngay thức khách. Thế mà hay nữa là một cái điều tôi tâm đắc nhất là trong mỗi buổi của chú dạy hay là chú chia sẻ đấy, tôi rất thích cái câu nói của chú mà chú cứ bảo là đối với năng lượng gốc không gian dối được đâu. Cái từ sướng lắm. Tôi bảo ôi trời ơi, đối với người đời tranh cãi thì khó lắm, nhưng mà thôi tôi làm những việc đạo đức và tình thương thì đã có năng lượng gốc nó ghi nhận rồi. Tôi sướng nhất cái câu đấy chú ạ. Tôi tâm đắc nhất cái câu đấy. Không phải tranh cãi, người ta chửi mình cũng không nên phải thanh minh, bởi vì đã có năng lượng gốc nó ghi nhận những cái gì mình làm rồi. Mình mà làm đúng đạo đức mình mà tình thương đúng từ trái tim mình thì là đã có, như là các cụ nói là đã có sổ năm tàu ghi rồi đấy. Vâng, thì không có gì mà phải tranh cãi nhau, không có gì mà phải thanh minh. Đấy, cái điều đó là đối với tôi là tôi tâm đắc nhất. Và khi tôi đến năng lượng gốc thì tôi thấy là chú bảo là gốc là đạo đức và 5 yếu tố tình thương. Tôi sướng lắm, tôi thấy nó hợp với tôi lắm. Đúng là tôi sống từ ngày sinh ra thì tôi chưa đến với đạo Phật. Khi đến thì tôi bảo tôi toàn làm những việc mà tôi chưa học của đạo Phật mà tôi làm đúng như thế rồi. Thế mà khi đến với chú thì chú nói là gốc của môn này là đạo đức và 5 yếu tố tình thương, thì tôi sung sướng vô cùng. Và tôi luôn là nghĩ mình là người đã có sống có đạo đức và có tình thương, cho nên là tôi cảm thấy là rất hợp thì tôi nhận năng lượng, tôi thấy dễ dàng lắm. Mà có nhiều người bảo chẳng biết nhận thế nào thì tôi sướng lắm chú ạ. Tôi chỉ biết nói lời cảm ơn chú nhiều lắm, tôi không biết nói cái gì hơn. Và chú là người là không thể dùng từ gì để cho nó xứng đáng với công lao của chú đem về cái lợi lạc cho gia đình tôi, cho cả dân tộc Việt Nam, cho cả toàn cầu. Và chú cùng ban phụng sự, ban tổ chức là quá nhiệt tình, công lao thì không có dùng từ gì cho xứng đáng ạ. Tôi cảm ơn một lần nữa.
Nhưng mà anh chị nhớ nha. Dạ. Anh chị nhớ nha, giữ lời thầy Thanh Xuân thì cũng phải gìn giữ sức khỏe trước.
Dạ. Tôi mong muốn nhất là tôi được gặp chú về thủ đô Hà Nội và tôi để nhìn con người bằng da bằng thịt thạch, mà tại sao lại chế ra cái công thức như thần như thánh như này ngay từ khác. Tôi mong lắm này ạ. Mà tôi mong chú cho tôi học cao hơn. Tôi 70 tuổi vẫn thích học lắm, để tôi còn cống hiến phục vụ được cộng đồng nhiều hơn. Đó là điều tôi mong muốn nhất ạ. Dạ. Và tôi rất cảm ơn
chị rất nhiều. Chị Trang ơi, bên kia ổn định chưa?
Facebook phát được vài phút lại bị đứt nữa rồi chú ơi. Chắc hôm nay Facebook nó bị lỗi luôn chung á, chứ không phải là do của mình.
Thôi làm như vậy nha.
Dạ.
Bây giờ thì tôi đã cũng trễ được mấy phút rồi. Bây giờ chú sẽ gửi năng lượng đến cho tất cả anh chị em nào mà không bị trở ngại.
Dạ.
Mà những anh chị em mà bị trở ngại đó, theo cái giờ này thì anh chị em nhận được vẫn được cái thường, không cần thì sống internet cũng được. Rồi bây giờ thì Trang cho chú 5 phút 30 giây.
Dạ con sẵn sàng, mời chú ạ.
All right. I hope you enjoyed the receiving the energy from Mr. Lee. So I just want to recap and make the announcement again that because of the requests of people from America and Canada, because Christmas break, schools are shut down for maybe 2 weeks, and people have time to attend. So they requested for a class 1, and I have decided that we should have one on December 19th and December 20th, because there will be a class 2 scheduled on December 18th. So if you are in our group chat, please wait for that announcement, and the registration will be available. So send it to your friends and loved ones so that they can have the opportunity to learn NLG and be protected during the festive season by practicing and raising their immune system, because the new variant seems to be more contagious but maybe less harmful. And let's hope that eventually all this will go away. But in the meantime, we have to raise the immune system of our bodies. So by practicing NLG, we believe that you will, be able to do that. So thank you so much for watching today, and I hope that the information provided will help you in your journey with NLG. And those who are just watching and reviewing, do come and attend our class, and hopefully you'll be able to enjoy the benefits of NLG as well. So thank you. Come on. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful sleep if you're from America and Canada. Bye.